out, bitch.
Extra honest, extra unbiased, but a little bit shady. Go ahead, like and subscribe.
Hi Supra Queens, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, my name is Del, and you are here to be extra with Del. If you're new to my channel, then I must let you know that I vlog about beauty pageants yearly and talk to you guys about my extra honest, extra unbiased opinions about the queens, you guys. And usually vlog about Miss Universe and Miss Grand International, but now you bitches have asked me to dive into the world of Miss Supranational 2024, and I'm so blown away with some of the queens that are representing their countries, you guys. And so in this video, I am gonna be reacting to the Miss Supranational chat finale round between Curacao, Haiti, Nigeria, and Puerto Rico. And so I'm gonna give you, we're all gonna react to it, watch the video, and give you guys my little bit of 2 cents and give you, I'm gonna rank the girls from 4, 3, 2, 1. And hopefully I'm right. I'm just kidding. I'm always right. No, I'm kidding, you guys. But, you know, again, it's my opinion. So if you have your own, leave it all in the comment box, okay? So if you're ready, I'm ready. Let's go. Question number 1, you guys.
Hello Chanel, congratulations on making it to the Super Chat finals, and happy to see you in Poland.
Hi Ivan, I'm really happy to be here.
Oh my
Thank
God,
you so
Curacao.
much.
You're
I'm
right.
just
She was in my my top
finalist,
favorite
and it's nice to finally
introduction.
meet you
I'm
person
shocked.
and
All 3 of the girls
experience
in here are in my top
So are you ready?
favorite
Yes, I am.
during introduction.
Okay. Question number 1. What is the difference between a good and a bad person?
Oh.
The difference between a good and a bad person, I'd say the biggest difference would be a good person leaves something lasting behind that is positive, whereas a bad person might leave something lasting behind that can be negative.
Well, obviously.
In the end, the way we move through life, how we inspire others, how we communicate with others, how we touch others' lives, it's encouraged for it to be positive, uplifting. I always say love is the highest energy of all, and I feel like that's the most transformational thing we can put out into the world. So yeah,
Beautiful.
when you are a bad person, I feel like it's in ways where you have a lot of healing left to do. And
yes, healing, honey.
negativity can duplicate as well. You know, people in life, when they move through life not having that level of sensitivity for other people, they can almost create another bad person. And I say in quotation because I don't like labeling people. None of us were ever perfect. We were never good nor bad. Some maybe can label it to be either or. But I feel like even with bad people, there's always a light for them to change for the better. We're all here to learn. I don't like putting people in boxes, but I'd say the best way to make or differentiate the two is by emphasizing what they leave behind. So I'd say good people duplicate more good people, and bad people, unfortunately, duplicate more bad.
Yeah, wonderful. Thank you, Chanel.
Thank you.
Wow, that was great, you guys. All right, who's next, you guys?
Supranational Haiti, congratulations on making it to the Super Chat finals.
Thank you
And
so
happy to
Love
see
the
you in
pink
person.
on her.
I know, it feels
So
like...
the pink looks the most
screen.
visually appealing.
Thank you
So
so much for having me.
I like that she wore color.
And welcome to Poland.
Thank you. It's been a lovely experience.
Yeah. So here's your first question. What is the difference between a good and a bad person?
Ooh, I know. So the difference between a good and a bad person, I feel as if like it's a mixture of things. I feel there's a little bit of, no, let me say this. Okay. I believe that there is no bad person. I feel like we all have different qualities that can be positive in one light and negative in another light, right? But it's depending on the person. I believe in redemption, and that even if there are negative qualities, we can look to see the best in people, and we can help push them to become better people. Thank you.
Thank you, Tarolin. Brilliant.
Oh, that was short. She seemed kind of nervous,
Extra
honestly.
Supranational Nigeria.
right, let's go,
congratulations on making it
Nigeria.
to the Super Chat finals.
Thank you.
And I'm so happy to see you in person finally.
I know. After so many months.
Yeah.
She has her hair
So
pulled
here
back.
comes
Let's see how
question
she
number
looks with
one.
her hair pulled back.
What is the difference between a good and a bad person?
Good
Stunning.
question. I think the
Nigeria
difference
looks
is the
amazing.
choice that we make. There's no really,
good
there's no such
one.
thing as a good or a bad person. There's just good or bad choices. And
True.
so sometimes we
Love
make
this
good
answer.
decisions, sometimes we make bad ones, but it really depends on the circumstance and the situation that is happening. I know for me as a nurse, sometimes when I was when I was a newer nurse and I didn't really know too much, I sometimes was
she's a
afraid to
nurse.
ask questions.
She's not
but you can't do
Filipino?
that in healthcare because it could really lead to someone's getting hurt. So that was a negative or a bad decision that I make, but it didn't make me a bad person. So I really think it depends on the decisions that we make and how we go about them in life.
Thank you. Brilliant, Sector. Thank
Thank
you very
you.
much.
Amazing. That was really incredible.
It's Supranational Puerto Rico, Fiorella. Happy to see you in person.
Same.
Yeah.
All right, here we go, Miss Puerto
And
Rico.
welcome to Poland.
Thank
And
you.
congratulations
She is
on making it.
Beautiful.
Okay, question number one. What is the difference between a good and a bad person?
I think the difference between a good and a bad
She
person
looks
is
amazing.
that a good person chooses to focus on gratitude. I don't believe that there's anything such as a bad person. I think everybody comes from a different path in life, and some people don't have the right tools or education to take the best decisions. And some people might label that as bad, but I just think it's that life gives us different challenges and we have different ways of embracing and confronting them, And so I think that the difference is the education that you have to face challenges in life, but at the end of the day, what I do consider to be a good person is someone that chooses gratitude, to say thank you for every single detail that they have in their life. Because if we focus on the bad things, then we become bad people with the bad thoughts. But if we choose to focus on that we're alive, that's the biggest gift that we have. And we focus on
She's so
that
real.
we
I
have
can't stop
food,
looking at
roof
her.
over a table, and the opportunities that life presents to us. I think that makes us good people.
Yeah, brilliant. Thank you, Fiorella.
Hey, oh my God, they did so well. Okay, so in this round, I would say that Puerto Rico and Nigeria really killed it. I like Curacao also, but there's something lacking in Curacao. And then with Haiti, I feel like, I mean, she's beautiful in that pink dress, but I feel like she's a little bit nervous and she has so much thoughts in her head and she is unable to convey it. But the question's great. For me, a good person is a person that supports my channel, and a bad person is a person who dislike my videos and leave negative comments about me. I'm kidding, you guys. So to me, I agree with Nigeria. It's all about the choices. We all make poor choices, good choices. But I think what Nigeria should have interjected in there, but a person can make bad choices, but it's all about asking for forgiveness. Whoever that may be, it could be the higher power, it could be your God, it could be the individual that you hurt. You know what I mean? So it kind of does go back to the idea of redemption. And so I think that is what a good person is a person who makes mistakes, but able to accept those errors and retool themselves and sort of like redeem themselves by learning from it or something like that. So yeah, it's a really good question, you guys, because you can also say that, like, for instance, Robin Hood, right? Robin Hood steals so he can feed like the hungry. That's an act that we may say is bad, but the intention is good. So it's kind of a complex situation where you really have to look at the not just the act in itself, but what led to the act, what are the other factors that, attributes to the action that could be attributed as a bad person or a bad behavior, I guess. So that's a good question. I love this. All right, next round, honey, next round. Let's keep it going. Here we go.
Question number two, Supranational Curacao Chanel. What is the difference between a human right and a privilege?
I'd say a human right
Chanel
is
looks
something that I
beautiful
feel
with her high
highlights a
pony.
necessity. In this world, us as humans, a sense of belonging is a necessity. Food, shelter, water is a necessity. I'd say a human right would emphasize something that is crucial to a person's sense of survival. Whereas a privilege, it's not necessarily you need it, but you have a privilege to carry it out, to have it, to embody it, experience it. It's like you could survive in this world without it, but here you are and having the privilege of having that, whatever it may be.
Thank you,
She
Chanel.
was kind of weak in that. She just gave us a definition. I feel
Question
like,
number
you know.
2 to Miss Supranational. Hey, to Caroline. What is the difference between a human right and a privilege?
This is an awesome question. The difference between a human right and a human privilege, I would say the right is something that is just essential. We have the right to live, right? And I believe that when we look at every single person and we look to see that they have a heart, that they are living, they are living, breathing people, and we look to see that they are people that deserve to flourish in the world, then we have the opportunity to just further push
Okay,
them.
so I think she's really passionate about these topics, but she seemed to not. Katie seems to be
Supranational
unable
Nigeria
to
Extra, question number
put
2.
together her answer.
What is the difference between a human right and a privilege?
Nigeria.
Another
looking
amazing
so
question,
beautiful.
thank you. I think human rights are things that allow us to live a fulfilled life, like water, food, a roof over our head, a good education, healthy food to eat. Those are things that we deserve and are right to by being humans and living on this earth. I think things
Obviously.
more than that are privileges. So not
Oh,
everyone
I need
has
a
to have
fancy car.
a fancy
Okay,
car
I'm kidding.
or have luxurious clothing, but everyone deserves basic rights and they deserve opportunities to live a fulfilled life. And that's all what my From the Ground Up initiative is all about. It's really about creating a healthy world and providing those resources to people that need them. As a nurse, I know firsthand that sometimes
Right.
insurance and money can stop someone from getting the health care. Sorry, I'm just
makes
really
me
emotional
sad.
about this, but getting the
I'm gonna cry,
things that
actually.
they need in order to live a good life. So it's really about making sure we have those essentials
why am
to
I
be
crying?
healthy and to be happy. Like I said, not everyone has to have the luxurious items, but we deserve peace. We deserve to be able to have somewhere to rest our
crying,
head
guys.
at
I don't
night,
know why I'm
and
crying.
that's the difference between a right and a
That was
privilege.
actually really
you so much,
powerful. So.
Thank you.
Oh my God,
Supranational
Nigeria,
Puerto
you
Rico
made me cry.
Fiorella, your time to answer today's question number 2. What is the difference between a human right and a privilege?
I think in a similar vein to my last response, a right is something that everybody deserves to have, such as access to good quality education, access to water, the power to be able to vote, versus a privilege is maybe that life gives you the opportunity of having access to these things that maybe in not all countries we have access to. Right now we're seeing a lot of challenges around the world between different countries, for example, and there's people that have certain rights and freedom, and then there's people that don't, and they might be seen as privileged people, but I think it's something that sometimes we cannot control, right? So it's important to us as advocates. For example, myself, I am a holistic health coach, and I fight for the idea of having education as a right that everybody has, but not only good, just normal education, good, high quality education, because this way countries can understand each other, we can come more to, a consensus and have all of these things available to people.
Away.
So I think that that's the difference, right, between a right and a privilege. Privilege is just opportunities that come from where you're born, you can also make them, right? If you work hard, you can find the opportunities. And then rights are things that are categorized by countries. But again, I think that we as humans have the power to fight for equal rights. And that's what I try to do as an ambassador, of the things that I believe in.
Thank you.
All right, you guys. So I thought in this round, I thought that Nigeria really took it home, you guys. I mean, she really made me tear up a little bit because, it really comes from her experience as she's seen it right before her eyes. So this question really hits home for somebody who is in the medical field. And I think people in the medical field see this on a daily basis of especially in countries where it's more of a developing or third world. I mean, lucky for me, I'm from the USA. I'm from Los Angeles. So sometimes when people don't have insurance, they'll just take them anyway. Especially when there's people that are homeless or something like that, But so I thought the question was great. For me, what do I think? What I think, right? What do I think? I mean, I echo what Miss Nigeria says, that necessities are what really makes it's what human rights is the necessities in life, and that's to me food and a roof over your head and stuff like that, somewhere you can live in. And I'm not even gonna throw in education in there because it really depends on education, because education can be a privilege actually, but you can but I think it's important to learn skills. I mean, I guess that's kind of education, more of a vocational course or something like that. I think it's essential to have a job. So I think, government and stuff like that should be able to provide those human rights, and I mean, I almost feel because I come from from the USA, so the freedom of speech and freedom of this and that, I almost feel that's a privilege also. But I really think that human necessity is being able to live like a human being, and I've seen homeless people, we see children begging for money and stuff like that. Those, to me, the human rights, it really is being able to provide the daily necessity things like food, shelter, and a comfortable way of living, and creating a path for a bright future. I mean, you may not be able to give it to them, but you can create a path for them for a bright future, such as a vocational course or something like that, not necessarily a bachelor's degree or something like that, because I do think that's a privilege. So yeah, I mean, to me, that's how I feel. So, but I think Nigeria is really killing it right now, and she keeps going back to her being a nurse. And that is the key to all of this. But we have another round, you guys. But Miss Puerto Rico is doing amazing as well, you guys. So let's check out the last question, you guys, and then make a decision who we think is the winner of this final round. Okay, let's go.
3 to Miss Supranational Curacao Chanel. Is it okay to limit immigration if a country is worried it will lose its culture?
Personally, I feel like if that is the main concern, I would say don't limit immigration if the fear is that the culture would be, in this case,
lost.
Lost. Because I feel expanding one's borders and allowing for other people's cultures to come in and stream into the country only makes the country more dynamic, only emphasizes how we can be connected and live amongst each other despite the differences. I feel like a beautiful example of this is Curacao, because I'm so proud to be born and raised on an island that actually celebrates diversity on such a small island of a population of approximately 160,000. We have over 65 different nationalities. I can remember sitting in class and just being among so many different shapes, sizes, colors, and I never felt like a sense of exclusion amongst us. We were all treated with the same amount of love and acceptance that our parents came from different places. I am a product of 2 immigrants. My father is Dutch and my mother is Jamaican, and I find their love a very beautiful story on how, yeah, we might be different, we might look different, but we can admire and love and accept different qualities just as they are. My father always admired my mother's skin, her beauty, her hair, And I feel like that also allowed me to accept myself as a person and how I look. My dad actually never encouraged me to straighten my hair in pageantry. He always loved my curly hair. He said, promise me one thing, promise me you'll never straighten your hair. So I did a big chop as a result, just to embrace my authenticity. And not to veer off the initial question, I feel any country that can handle opening their borders in a smart way should, because there are a lot of people around the world who are looking for means to survive. And if your country can handle it, I'd say open those borders, embrace different cultures, and allow your people to just share and love and embrace differences in this world.
Thank you, Chanel.
Thank you.
Okay, so she went the pageant route, the politically correct
Caroline,
route.
your time to answer our today's
Okay, let's see what Hailey's going to do
question
now.
number 3. Is it okay to limit immigration if a country is worried it will lose its culture?
I believe that we should not limit immigration. As a Haitian American, I know what it is like to have people, whether they are family members or just people in my school or at work, the Hispanic people, people from, all over the world. I truly believe that everyone has the right to live. It goes back to the previous question, right? We are all living beings, and I believe that we should be where we desire to be, and there should be no limitations, because if we feel that at home it isn't safe, or we can't have our dreams to be realized, then we should be able to situate ourselves where we want to go. And sometimes it's very unfortunate when the country doesn't welcome us. And as I mentioned, a Haitian American, I've seen the suffering that my Haitian people have gone through. And I truly believe that if we desire to see a better world, then we need to see our differences and welcome one another, truly love and accept one another. And I love this question as well, because I am just someone who's my heart just explodes for people in general. And so the fact that these are just so heavily based on the heart and of service, I think it just further displays who we need to become, not even just what the people need to become, but us right here as people and, as a better society. Thank you for that question.
Brilliant. Thank you very much, Caroline.
Thank you.
She did better in the last question, but she's kind of rambling on.
Supranational Nigeria's extra. Time to answer today's question number 3.
Oh, Nigeria. Let's see what she's
Is it
going to say.
okay to limit immigration if a country is worried it will lose its culture?
I think that's a beautiful question. I don't feel like we should limit each other from visiting countries, or if we decide we want to move somewhere. I feel like if you're someone who is not originally from a certain country, like me, for example, being in Poland, because it's so beautiful here, I think I might want to move here one day. But it's not fair for me to come in and impose my culture on the Polish community. I should embrace their culture. I should learn about it. And so if you want to move to another place, that's fantastic, but don't think that you have a right to impose your views and your culture on that community. I feel like if we had that way of thinking, then we wouldn't have the fear of people imposing or losing their own culture.
Sure.
So it's really about learning, and that's what I love about Miss Supranational, is that there's so many cultures, so many countries that I never would have thought about going to, but learning the stories of my super sisters, I'm like, I need to visit you. So yeah, I think it's really important that when we go to different cultures and different countries, we learn about it instead of trying to impose our own views on those countries.
Thank you very much, Sector, and good luck.
Thank you so much.
Wow, she did great.
Let me Supranational Puerto Rico, question number 3. Is it okay to limit immigration if a country is worried it will lose its culture because of the immigrants?
I think that in life there are certain limitations that we have to put, but I am a supporter that when people are in desperate need of help, we should open our borders and give our hand to help, because at the end of the day, what is life if we're not fostering community and connections? And maybe we come from different countries and have different cultures, but at the end of the day, we're all humans. And we all have the aspiration of having access to freedom, to liberty, and to community, like I said before. So I personally, I know it's more complicated than that, right? There's a lot of politics,
Right.
religion involved, but if it could be more basic, I wouldn't limit. I would say the opposite, because I believe that diversity provokes innovation and new ideas and the continuation and evolution of society. If we don't have this, we're nothing. And this is what Supranational is, right? That's why I think it's so, so important to have different kinds of voices heard. And again, coming back to what I've done all my life, of course I am a businesswoman, and I've had the opportunity, for example, I worked during COVID to launch one of the biggest vaccines globally. I can't say which pharmaceutical because NDA.
Okay, girl.
But I worked with people from Singapore, from India, from the United States, and having the different opinions really made us do a successful launch of the vaccine. And I think this is why it's important to open the borders, to let people in, to create innovation, to continue evolving, and at the end of the day have healthy people that can, lead healthy lives.
Yeah, very true and brilliant. Thank you very much.
Wow,
Fiona.
this is amazing, you
Thank you
guys.
so
What an
much for this
incredible question. These are the questions they need at Miss Universe, okay? Not those silly questions they ask during Miss Universe 2023 questions, you know what I mean? So in this round, I thought Nigeria and Puerto Rico is kind of like tied. What I love about Nigeria is that she took a different approach to the question, and she actually answered the question more, because I think the other three girls, Puerto Rico, Haiti, and Curacao, I feel like they perceive the question as a question of borders, like the borders being open to refugees and stuff like that. But I think the main premise of the question is like, the loss of the traditions and the culture of the country that being migrated or taking the immigrants, right? So I do agree with Nigeria that I think that when you do go to a different country and you move there, I do think that you have to assimilate. Like the world is assimilation. Like I came from Asia, came to the United States, and I knew that I was going to live a totally different culture, and I had to assimilate. I was very young though, so it was really easy for me to assimilate, but I do see a lot of immigrants that come into new countries and sort of don't really respect the culture that they're in. So I think, that's just me. That's just my personal opinion. And I think it is right that you do have to make some sort of adjustment to assimilate into other people's culture, not imposing yours and think that you're in a different country and your culture is the right way. I think that is a danger of I think that's why the question is so important, because that's when the culture becomes kind of watered down or washed out because new cultures are coming in. But, culture is always changing. Traditions always changes. Our traditions now are going to be the traditions now are going to be probably totally different from the traditions 100 years from now, you know what I mean? So just like the tradition from 100 years ago, or the norms from 100 years ago is totally different from now, you know what I mean? So it changes. So I just think it's all about balance of taking in immigrants. I think it's better to take refugee versus immigrants that are applying, which is, I know it's the right way, you should apply to go into the countries, but I think it's all about taking a few percentage of refugee and taking a few percentage of the legal immigrants and stuff like that. So there's a balance. And I do believe also that there should be sort of an era or a moment in time where you kind of slow it down so there's not too much influx. So to still kind of protect traditions. But I don't know, it's a tough one, you guys. I mean, I'm an immigrant myself, but I also believe in keeping the balance of everything. So I don't know, it's a really good question, you guys. Those were really good questions. Thank you so much for that, Miss Supranational. I'm loving all these questions, and the girls did an amazing job. Yeah, give them a round of applause, you guys. All of you bitches over there, okay? So what do you guys think? And that's about it, you guys. What did you guys think of the question, the final round of the Miss Super Chat. For me, here's my ranking. So number 4 is going to be Haiti, IT, and my number 3 is going to be Curacao. My criticism with Curacao is that she doesn't have passion. I love the words that are coming out of her mouth and I love what's going through her brain, but I felt like there was no connection. I was missing that. With Haiti, I just feel like she's got a lot of fire in her, but unfortunately she didn't rehearse enough. Like, you should rehearse your answer, but not word by word, but just knowing what you're going to say is really important. So she had problems with structuring what she's gonna say. And then my second will be Puerto Rico. So one of the biggest call out with Puerto Rico is that she kept looking away. Girl, first of all, you have to always engage with your interviewer and look at the interviewer and have a conversation. You know what I mean? And I think they were having a conversation, but there was a slight distance because she keeps looking away. Not physical distance, like an energy distance, because it feels like she's disconnected when she's looking away, but I know it. Like, sometimes I do that when I'm like thinking about a thought and I'm kind of looking away, and then I'll look back to the person who's talking to me, especially when the topic is really in depth and really critical. And so, and her answers are all very good, like very politically correct. I love that she talked about that she was part of the organization where like they distributed vaccine or something like that. So that says that this girl she's got some kind of experience that is going to be really valuable to the Supra organization. And lastly, my number 1 is going to be Nigeria. I thought Nigeria looked stunning. She looked amazing. Her body language was perfection. She was comfortable. She was confident. And most importantly, she knows exactly the answers are great, obviously. I thought her answers were all A+, but the 2 things that I would say that she did a great job on is like she keeps relating everything back to her professional experience, which is being a nurse. And 2, she always highlights her experience and how it can contribute to the organization. At some point, I think it was during the immigration question, where she said that like she wants to embrace the culture of Poland. I thought that was a good one, because you are going to be representing a culture like Poland, and that's what you're going to be presenting or promoting rather to the world, because it is a Polish pageant, but you can still integrate your own. So I love that, because she really stayed focused on, it's not just an interview for her. She knows the purpose of this. She knows she's still at a beauty pageant, not like, at an interview for the White House or some sort of political interview or something like that. This is an interview where you want to ensure that the interviewer knows that you know exactly what you're going to be representing. So I thought Nigeria did an incredible job, and I am so thrilled to be able to watch that, you guys. And I really thought I learned a whole lot, and I learned a lot about the different perspective of people, where they come from, like Haiti, Puerto Rico, and Curacao. They're all from South America, or they're all from the Americas. So immigration, for instance, is super aligned with what they believe in, because they do immigrate a lot, and they come from countries where they kind of need to immigrate because the opportunity is just right there into the United States, just right above them. With Nigeria, it's in Africa. So, I mean, I don't really know how, like immigration works in Africa. So I won't give any of my 2 cents there, but she gave a different perspective on how to not just, to assimilate, not trying to assert your culture as if like you're still living in your previous country. So I loved seeing those perspectives from different brains and different people from different countries. So I love that so much. All right, you guys, so that's about it, you guys. I can't wait for more challenges, see more of the girls. You guys, the 3 girls are in there is Curacao, Nigeria, as well as Puerto Rico. All those 3 girls stood out to me during the introduction video, you guys. And I honestly didn't know anything about the queens prior to reacting. I just kind of like watched it and see like who really clicks with me. And I was like, oh my God, I can't believe 3 of my girls that I liked are in the finale round of Supra Chat. What? Wow. Am I good or what? I'm kidding, you guys. Anyway, you guys, that's about it. I just want to say thank you guys so much for reacting with me and being extra with me always. And if there's anything else that we should react to, let me know, you guys, so we can all gag, you guys. So anyway, that's about it, you guys. Again, thank you so much. Wherever you are, hope you're staying cool because it's very hot over here in Los Angeles. So if it's hot out there, girl, drink lots and lots of water. It's good for your skin and it's also good for the thirst because I know a lot of you are thirsty out there. Hey. And okay, you guys, I will talk to you guys later. Leave your comments down below in the comment box and let me know what you guys are opinion. Answer those questions. What do you guys think? I want to know because I really love interacting with you bitches. So let me know what you guys think of those questions. Answer them if you want to agree with one of them or disagree. You guys let me know and have a conversation in the comment box because we love that. All right, guys, that's about it. Stay beautiful and stay extra. Bye.